Scruffy, I'm sorry we had that disagreement, but we have to handle this like men.
We do.
Are you ready?
All right. Man up. Ready?
Roskin rules.
Ready? Go. One more time. I can do this. Did somebody watch Dodgeball before they wrote that?
Right? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh. Okay.
That was a terrible scene.
That was
so terrible.
Integral rock, paper, scissors. Okay. I think that's a great way to open the show. Let's go.
I agree.
And now, on with the show.
Time for bladder check. 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 Wait. Screw it. I'm holding it.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
All right, and welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wings report in.
Brown 2 signing in.
All right. And for those of you that missed the cold open or listening to this after the fact on audio, we were playing Intergalactic Rock, Paper, Scissors, Roskin Rules in the cold opening. Ubaldo, welcome to the show, sir. So welcome to episode 130 or 155 on the Spotchka scale.
Hey, do you think DB's watching?
That could, well, let's see. He was on the plane while we were at Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith, DB. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
sorry you missed it, DB.
He's probably at his destination now.
At his destination,
dodging pythons, and
maybe he's got his own Dr. Disco ball in the background.
Ooh, maybe he does,
and he's learning some new moves. Spirit fingers. Wait. We got some comments here. Hold on.
Carbonite Sire, Ubaldo. This is Brown. Everyone checking in. Vince, how are you, sir? And so DB is on special assignment tonight. He is at Space Cheer Camp.
Yes, Cheer Camp. That's all right. That's okay. You're gonna pump our gas someday.
He is.
He's gonna beat me for that.
He is out of state. He is supporting Brownie 4 and doing his rightful duty as a cheer dad. So we wish Brownie 4 and the squad good luck at the.
Absolutely.
Did he say this was nationals? I think
yes.
it might be nationals. So
it's nationals. So
good luck to the squad. Hopefully they a little side note, I will say her Brownie 4's they've won a lot of awards. They've won a lot of competitions. I mean, the fact that they're going to nationals from our little nowhere northern Michigan town is awesome. So congratulations to the girls. I wish I knew the name of their team. I know purple is their one of their primary colors, thanks to DB. So
thanks to DB.
Thanks to DB. He would probably hate that.
What's that?
To show that picture on air.
Oh, I'm going to state for the record right now, I have nothing to do with this. You.
So
you're on your own.
But anyway. So yeah, welcome to episode 130. This is the what did I title this episode? How nice for you?
Is it Drake's? Drake?
Is it Drake's? I don't remember. But good luck to the girls, and good luck to the parents, keeping all those teenagers in line. So Way to go, Vince. Yeah, you got this, Brownie 4. So yeah, we're here tonight. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of stuff to pack in. A lot. First thing we're going to kick off, we're going to get to our primary topic tonight is going to be Andor season 2 episodes 1, 2, and 3. Like I was saying, I titled the episode "How Nice for You" because I thought that was one of the most impactful lines later on in episode 3.
Very. That was
yeah,
icy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But matter of fact, and that's why I like Luthen. But first,
not nearly as creepy as turn down the lights.
I can't believe you had me followed.
Turn down the lights.
I can't believe you had me followed. It is so creepy.
creepy.
So we did not see that scene, right? And
No.
we need to talk about that when we get to the Andor discussion.
Isn't that the only scene we didn't see?
Yes, and I have a theory of where it's going to take place. I think there's going to anyway. We'll talk about that.
We'll get to that.
Okay, so our last episode was the unofficial celebrations pre-show, courtesy of Hyperspace Heroes. Yes, scrap.
Time out. We need a moment of silence for Brasso.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. Hashtag Brick Brasso, man.
Hashtag Brick Brasso. Rest in peace, sir.
Yeah, no kidding. So celebrations.
Celebration.
The whole thing occurred. Immediately started. They decided to start it right following the Hyperspace Heroes live stream last week.
Oh, of course,
and we were the unofficial kickoff, and they unveiled a lot of stuff. Holy cow! And I thought we'd spend the first couple minutes talking about celebrations. Some of the things that they dropped were wow. Okay, so
amazing.
One of the things we've talked about with streaming and Disney, I think we've all agreed on the show, they really need to focus on animation. And really, in terms of the streaming stuff, most bang for your buck, and boy, did they. They unveiled Maul, Shadow Lord, and that is going to be an animated series coming out next year. Sam Witwer playing the titular character, of course, and in a interview since then that's come out since then that he did with Maggie Lovett at Celebrations, it takes place in the year after Clone Wars. And I thought that was the obvious time period. And where did I'm going to see if I can find what I sent you guys, because the here it is.
That is probably the one I think I'm most excited about.
He had a very interesting description. He goes, "This is a year after the Clone Wars. You have a situation where everyone got destroyed by the clones, and Maul's organization didn't really hold under that pressure. He still has a group with him, but it's not like it was, and so it was devastating in that way. Everyone is very afraid. Everyone is very uncertain, but he is watching an empire that he knew was coming. But he wasn't thinking it was going to be like this. He was in on his master's plan, but only partially. He knew some things, he didn't know others. So he knew the empire was coming, but he didn't expect this." Which is that. And then there's more to the clip, which I don't think is getting as much play on social, but when they were asked what he thought, seeing the footage, he said, "I liked it. I thought it was good. It's nice to give people a taste of what the series is going to be. The visual style, for example, and even the audio and all that stuff. We're going a little bit further than we've gone before. If you're doing a show where Maul is the point of view character, then it necessitates that you take your familiar style, but you tweak it for how he sees the world. So it's a little bit darker. It's a little bit more dangerous in the way that it looks and sounds and feels." So I hadn't thought about that before. What is it going to be like from his perspective? And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, out of everything they announced, I'm most excited about this. I don't know. I mean, I always loved the Maul character, so I'm pretty geeked about it.
Yep.
I hope to get to see some more of Crimson Dawn, and possibly a live action or a animated version of Kira.
Yeah,
would be awesome.
Right on. Also, the other thing, before we go further into celebrations, I forgot to announce, So we're going to give away, because Andor is going on, we're going to try to do a giveaway every show during the 4 weeks of Andor. And tonight we are going to give away a Black Series Andor figure. And let's bring that up on the screen so that everybody can see what we're talking about. And I picked out a particular character. And we're going to go with the Senior test pilot figure. And I thought it would be fitting as we talk about these first 3 episodes. So we're going to give this away tonight. And to do that, you have to type a special hashtag for those that have entered our contest before. We're going to post a hashtag here and type that into the chat. And that is going to be your entry into the drawing. And we will do the drawing during the Collection Corner segment. So tonight's hashtag to get into the giveaway is hashtag Andor. Hashtag Andor. Just type that in. Doesn't have to be uppercase, lowercase, just the hashtag and the 5 letters in the proper order. And that will get you entered into the drawing. So back to Celebration. Sorry. Hashtag Scruffy was right.
Absolutely.
Right. Mm-hmm. The next thing I wanted to, so looking forward to Maul for sure. And then Visions Volume 3 is coming back. And for those of you that have been longtime viewers or listeners, we had Justin Leach on, who is the guy that helps coordinate all this for the Japanese animation houses. And he's had us very excited about Visions Volume 3, because we knew it was going back to the Japanese animation houses. And 3 returning sequels this time around. The Village Bride, Yuko's Treasure, then the Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. And they also announced that Ninth Jedi is getting its own series next year in 2026. So again, Star Wars animation, bringing it where it's at. And then my favorite, because my boy is coming back.
Yes.
And I am absolutely excited for this one. And my boy Ronan and B5 right there coming back to, it's called The Duel Payback. And there's my boy Ronan right there. And we get a Wookiee in this one, and he makes the traditional Wookiee sound, which I thought was very cool.
And I hope we get to see a little action out of him instead of Acolyte.
Oh yeah, Acolyte version.
Yeah.
And then this looks like to be the bad guy. So we had Parasol lightsaber lady last time. Not sure what to call this. I might call her the Ginsu knife.
Ginsu knife. What's Edward Scissorhands?
Oh, there we go.
Edwina Scissorhands.
Edwina Scissorhands. Her art style, and the showman might appreciate this comment, but her art style definitely reminds me a little bit of, and you're probably not going to get this, Scruff, but a evolved form of Frieza. So from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah.
Okay, that's why. Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd get that. So
from a certain point of view, hashtag sorry about Big Brass. So
right? Isn't that crazy? And the so Ronan, the Duel Payback, looking excited for that, and the rest of the episodes or shorts in Visions 3 are going to be all brand new shorts. So thank you, Showman, for agreeing with me on that. And then Ubaldo, I'm a big Visions fan, super excited. Right on. We also got to see Carbonites. Vision is so back. I love the resurgence that the series is having. Absolutely. Dragon Ball reference before a Trek reference. Wow.
Oh yes.
I have a Trek reference for Andor.
Of course you do.
Actually, I have 2.
You got to make up for DB.
I do. Another thing, they're going to release a DLC for Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, featuring Hondo. And but surprisingly, with some news that came out after that drop, which was the voice actor for Hondo Also mentioned that it wasn't just the DLC he has been doing recording for. So it sounds like there is another project coming. Now, obviously, we know about Maul, be it in the same time period. Could I see Hondo annoying a Maul? Yes, I could. Very easily.
Yeah.
Right. The big film news was 2027, which will also be the next celebrations in LA. Not surprised by the location.
Not at all.
The Sean Levy, they announced that the Sean Levy film is the next film that is going to drop after Mando and Grogu, and it is called Star Wars Starfighter, and it is going to star Ryan Gosling, America's heartthrob, and Ken doll.
No.
So I'm looking forward to that DLC from Maya. Yes, absolutely. Any Hondo's good Hondo.
Absolutely. But we can all live without a Ryan Gosling.
So here's the point. Here's a legit question. What does Star Wars need to go? We're about to hit 50 years. Ryan Gosling fights the stars. Yeah. Star Wars is about to hit 50 in a year and a half, right? So
No, it's like 20 years old.
2 years. But what does Star Wars need to do to go on to the next 50?
Ryan Reynolds.
Why are the things Ryan Reynolds? Yes, it's Jackson. What are the things? I'm serious, man. Jackson could be the Star Wars equivalent of Deadpool. It would be a riot.
Oh, absolutely.
Ubaldo. Are we all meeting in LA? Are we? Great question.
It's on my plans. I can't say for sure right now because it's quite a ways out, but
we are planning on it. And if we do end up going, we'll definitely work on a Brown Squadron meetup. A Hyperspace Heroes meetup would be a lot of fun. Meet up with people. There were a lot of Brown Squadron members at celebrations this year. Whether they remember being Brown Squadron members or not. And
probably not, but hey.
But yeah, back to the Ryan Gosling thing. What does Star Wars need to do for the next 50 years? What are the things that are going to lay down the tracks for the next several generations? The showman hashtag paint the town brown. Yeah. Right on there. What does it need to do? It's a great question, right? I mean, and
it is. Ryan
Gosling is going to bring star power to the theater in terms of non-regular fans, right? It's gonna attract the eyeballs of non-Star Wars fans.
Yes.
And Carbonates will bring the Mountain Dew Zero right on.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to do something. Ryan Gosling is definitely a big enough name that people that are not normally interested in Star Wars will bring them to the theater to check it out.
Yes,
without a doubt.
Lots of younger females with dreamy eyes.
Right. And if anything, they, we need new sets of eyeballs. We need a win in terms of box office receipts, right, for Star Wars. And
don't disagree with that.
And I think that is something that could definitely do that. Now, will there be a portion of the fandom that is automatically turning their nose up at it? Sure, whatever.
Isn't there always?
Yeah.
Nobody hates Star Wars more than a Star Wars fan.
I will just stipulate this is our wives' basement, not our mom's basements, and there's a difference in the fandom. So,
yeah. People, shut up.
Shut up, man. But yeah, let's wrap up the celebrations. The other thing I wanted to mention, the biggest Brown Squadron member there, and the person I was the most excited to see at Celebration was, of course, Dr. Chris Kemshaw. And he was in a panel about publishing, I believe, and then he actually got on the live stage as well. So I couldn't be more happy for Chris. That guy has been a lifelong fan, and the fact that he got in the same year, his book drops. He's writing canon Star Wars. Ubaldo, with his popularity with Barbie movie, he probably brings new fans. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. We're talking about the rainbow. That's in reference to Ryan
as much as as much as it pains me, I will agree with that. Yes,
right. But yeah, Chris Kempshaw, Doc, on the live stage, I was so excited for him. I could only imagine how that feels. I have to live vicariously through knowing what we've had him on the show several times, knowing what a level of fan that he is. It's somebody you can kind of like live through, right? Like I just said, and
absolutely.
to see him on stage, I couldn't be happier for him. So
Absolutely. And you know that with the popularity of our show, I'm sure they're going to ask us to do a panel in 2027.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So, okay, let's move on because we got a lot to talk about tonight. So
with the intro song, It's Raining Scruffy.
it's for this next part.
No.
For
our panel.
right.
Absolutely.
Right. Sea Cherry definitely may bring in the viewership of those who never gave Star Wars a second look. Absolutely. And I'm sure we'll be talking about this more as the film starts to develop and we start finding out more information about. So I'm sure we'll be circling back to this topic for sure. So today is April the 24th, and they are doing a special re-release of Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith. And so Scruffy and I got to go see it today and before the show. And so there we are, pre-movie. You can also see this picture on social. We got our souvenir cups because how can we
gotta
not,
be done.
right?
It's gotta be done.
There's a great picture. There's a great thing going around on social right now of Chris of Hayden himself with a Vader sippy cup and a bucket size of that cup with popcorn, trying to get into a screening. It's really great. I suggest you go check it out. It was really cool. Hayden himself does a little intro before the movie, which is very cool. Thanking everybody for coming to see the movie. And then, bam, to see that on the big screen a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Great to feel that on the screen, see that on the screen again. And then, of course, the iconic Star Wars logo. And then having that opening crawl. Just seeing it on the big screen. It's always worth it. It was worth the trip, obviously. Had a great time.
Absolutely. One more time tomorrow. I'm going to go see it with my brother.
Nice.
So it's going to be awesome. I forget how epically awesome that movie is to see on the big screen. I mean, they're all great to see on the big screen, but something about that one is just over the top on a big screen.
Right?
It's just awesome.
The opening battle sequence over Coruscant.
Yes. There's nothing cooler in Star Wars than that opening scene.
And it's funny.
That pains me to say because I'm an OG.
Right. And it's funny to see to recapture some of the details that you forgot about, like when they are landing Grievous's ship, the sound of the ship, it's very World War II bomber-esque, which is awesome. Obviously the final fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's just a great film in the Star Wars hierarchy of films. Carbonates to everyone. What is your favorite Star Wars opening scene? Ooh.
See, the opening scene of A New Hope will always hold a special place in my heart because that's what really caught my attention as a kid, but as awesome as it is, as that opening scene to Revenge of the Sith is just epic.
Right?
I mean, it's just epically awesome. And like I said, that pains me to say because I'm truly an original trilogy fan. Those three movies will always be my top on my list. But man, that intro scene to Revenge of the Sith is just awesome.
For me, I'm going to go with our first Ubaldo. I'm catching up tomorrow. Can't wait to see it again. Right on. For me, it's going to be Empire with Hoth. mainly because that was the first one I saw in theaters, and walked into the theater after it had already started. There's Hoth on the screen. I mean, bigger than life. I'm 6 years old, 5 going on 6, and what a way to instill the sense of movie magic for me. So that one will always be my favorite.
And I think I've changed my answer on this a couple times. I think I go back and forth between the two, just depending on my mood. And of course, today, having seen it in the theater, it moved its way back to the top.
Right. I understand that. Now, is it also your favorite space battle?
Ooh. Let me get back to you on that.
Ubaldo T, my favorite opening scene is
Yes.
back to 1977 with the original opening. Right on.
Yep, that was my first experience of Star Wars. That is just the epic largeness of everything in that opening scene was just amazing.
Right. Yeah, I wish I could have. Everyone I know that was there in the theater for the original, that made such an impression on them. And I've heard the stories over and over again. And obviously I saw it when they did the re-releases, and the Lucas cuts and special editions, and I wish I could have, had that same impression, because I can't imagine what that was like the very first time. No Star Wars before that exists. It's a whole brand new thing, and you see the Tanta V4 flying in the screen, and then the Star Destroyer and everything, and
it just kept going and going and going and going, and it just seemed like it was never going to end. How the massive size of it.
Mm-hmm. Right on. From C Cherry, that's an awesome, great question. And then from Maya, Return of the Jedi is the first one I saw, and the only one of the original trilogy I got to see in theaters. Right on. But yeah, back. I'm going to squeeze you real quick, Scruffy, back to favorite space battle.
Oh, you're killing me.
And we're not moving on to Andor until you spit out. I can tell you mine.
Tell me yours real quick.
Movies only. We'll limit it that way. Movies only. And it is Battle for Scarif.
See, and there's where I'm torn, because that again, Revenge of the Sith, that it was an epic battle, especially with the way that the cruisers came up next to each other and just duked it out old school style.
Yeah,
was just awesome. But Battle of Scarif was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, of course, I'm still leaning towards Revenge of the Sith, because that's what I saw today.
That's what you saw today, right?
Yeah,
right.
But that Battle of Scarif was awesome,
right?
Especially as the Star Destroyer moves in and everything. Suddenly, there's ships crashing into it because it just suddenly occupied the space they were escaping in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was just awesome.
Right on. Okay, yeah. Let's shall we move on to the main topic for tonight?
Absolutely.
So Andor is back. Spacewalking and Talking is back for season 2, and
I will just say Mami Mothma's got moves.
Toss them back to shots and getting on down.
Shots and getting down with Dr. Disco Ball.
Full warning, this is a full spoilers review of Andor season 2, episodes 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, we are not going to be able to cover everything. There's a lot that went on.
No, that's basically the second movie I saw today, really. When you add all three up.
That's right. You didn't watch it till today, did you?
No, I that's basically all I've been doing all day is watching movies.
So everything's fresh for you. So episode 1 was called 1 Year Later. Love that they're still using the BBY stuff.
Yes.
Episode 2 was Sigrona Tima, which we find out is a traditional wedding salute on Andrilla.
We need to Tima.
Sigrona Tima.
So go to Tima.
Mhm. And then the third episode was Harvest, and boy, did they harvest. And that actually played out in all three storylines. Right. So there was a reaping, a harvesting in all three storylines. And what are we talking about? Three storylines. So they're releasing all of the episodes in Blue Harvest from the Showman.
Harvest.
They're all three episodes were released at once. They're doing that all season long. Everything is taking a 1 year jump. So next storyline will be 1 year later. These three stories, all three episodes took place together in terms of it was just one long storyline amongst the different characters. So, and as we're talking about Andor, look at the banner down at the bottom of the screen. Type in hashtag Andor if you have not yet. We are going to be giving away a Black Series SEMA, or was it his test pilot
Andor
outfit that Andor is wearing at the beginning of episode 1. So starts off with just that, right? Starts off with on the planet of, let me
that was an awesome starting. I was anticipating
Sinir.
Yes, I was anticipating more walking and talking, but that was an awesome intro.
Sinar, they have their own planet apparently. And Sinar Industries, for those that don't know, is the manufacturer of ties. They are the company that is responsible for supplying those to the Empire. If you think back to Rebels, Sinar had a facility. That's who Thrawn was working with to create the TIE. Was it the TIE Defender there?
TIE Defender.
And then here on the home planet, apparently, Sinar, they were creating the TIE Avenger, which is actually a callback to an old, was it the X-Wing game? TIE Fighter game, I believe.
It was TIE Fighter.
And then I read somewhere recently that it was also used as the inspiration for Kylo's silencer in the sequels. So we have Cassian on a mission. Starts off with a bang. Great opening sequence of him stealing. If you're on social media at all, you've seen part of the clip. It went kind of how I expected. He gets in there. It's kind of we've seen this from Cassian before. He gets in, he's fumbling around because he doesn't really know what he's doing. In this case, he didn't understand the controls. TIE Fighter. Thank you, Maya. Yes. It was from the game TIE Fighter. And ends up taking out stormtroopers. They were actually hitting the ship. I was surprised. Kudos to them.
That was a little surprised at that.
Yeah.
So
okay, here it is. First, it had a very, I'm going to call it a photon cannon at the bottom of the TIE Avenger. That little green orb thing.
Oh, painful, but yes.
Yes. And I like that they don't always have to show everything, right? Like they show the weapon pop down, they show the results of it.
See, I think that was far more impactful.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he looks up and the screen, the angle changes and there's a big hole in the door. Like,
right.
Oh, that's cool.
The special effects were really good. I think I'd read somewhere too that they actually built the ship. That was, they did not use, if they used any volume, they used very little volume. The one thing about Andor is they're on set. And they film out in the world. And so, as proven by the Scottish sheep on Endari,
that we're not scared.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil this, but it was all filmed on Earth too.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Liar.
I wouldn't lie about that, man.
Liar. But yeah, he steals the ship, fumbles his way through it, gets away. Great chase sequence, and yeah, gets away from the planet. And then his story of getting back to what we were calling backup Lothal, Mina Rao, takes all 3 episodes.
It's always going to be backup Lothal.
Right. and we're going to get to more of what happens to him here in a second. We also get into Lita Mothma, her wedding on Chandrilla. And Shandy, we learn, is short for anything Chandrillan. Shandy. And so we get, last season we got 3 episodes of Chandrillan banking. And this season we're getting 3 episodes of Chandrillan wedding
customs and
wedding
traditions.
customs. And yeah.
So is this instead of saying bougie now, are we going to call it Chandrilli?
Shandy. We'll just call it Shandy. It's
Shandy?
very
Yeah.
Shandy. Very Shandy.
Shandy. Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to give a shout out. I'm going to say it right now. I liked Perrin. I liked Perrin in these episodes.
You know, as painful as it is for me to, yes, I agree with that.
I am turning around on that guy. Still want to see him dead, but I'm turning around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I would not have been disappointed if somebody just pulled out a blaster and shot him. But
right?
Yes, I agree. I liked his character in these episodes.
Yeah, no, I kudos. They made Perrin much more human in this storyline. So 3 episodes of the wedding and everything, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second.
Do we have to?
Yes, and then the other storyline was Bix and Brasso and Willem, who is, again, for those of you, Willem was more of a second, definitely much more of a background character last season. He is the son of the shopkeeper that gets interrogated and killed and hung by the Imperials, throws the bomb to start the riot on Ferrix at the end of season 2. So they are posing as traveling mechanics on this agricultural planet of Minu-Ra.
Backup
Lothal. And it's about their journey. And meanwhile, Cass is trying to get back to him, obviously, because they keep making reference to him. You can tell that they're there illegally. People are helping them, sheltering them. The term illegals is used a lot, they're not supposed to be there, and all of a sudden the Empire shows up to do an audit. Hadn't been there in 10 years, and so now the fear of them getting discovered. You see Bix is having nightmares and terrors and just all sorts of trauma from her interrogation with Dedra. And actually there's 4 stories. I apologize. And then the 4th story, and actually I told Scruffy before we went on air, I think it was probably my favorite story, as much as we were dogging it last week in the pre-show.
Oh, I'm still going to dog it.
Dedra and Corn Pop. So, or Cyril. We call him Corn Pop on this show. And so Dedra, in the first episode, and actually we get to the 2 of them together in episode 2, but in episode 1, there's a meeting, and it looks like it's on what is Tarkin's home planet? Ediao or Ridao or something like that. Starts with an E. I remember that. And Raven's Peak, I think, is what his fortress is called. And it's not there. It's some other place. But Krennic, we finally get to see Krennic again. He's giving a briefing to a very closed circle, the tightest of closed circles of Imperials, as they are going to go about on a new mission for the Empire, for the Emperor himself, in regards to Gorman and the planet of Gorman. We also learn why you saw spider images in some of the trailers. But basically, it's about this covert mission. Krennic sells it as energy independence, which obviously it is not going to be. David, welcome to the show, sir. Brown 39 there, putting his vote of confidence in for Andor. We find out, and this is going to play. We'll talk about it real quick right now, and it's going to pay more dividends later on in the upcoming weeks. But basically, the story is Krennic is selling it as energy independence. They're going to relocate or chase off the local Gorman population so they can get to this special type of mineral and use it for energy independence for the Empire, which is bunk. Obviously, he's lying. I love the 2 little toady propagandist guys. But part of this group is Partagaz and Dedra.
So Star Trek reference number 1 for me today.
Yes.
They keep saying Gorman. The one thing that pops in my head when I heard it is Gorn.
Mm-hmm.
The Star Trek, the aliens. Yeah,
Yep, the aliens. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So irritating.
So we learn that basically they're going to, and we know Gorman comes in. There's the Gorman massacre. It's what Mon Mothma leaves the Senate finally for. She speaks out about it in EU legends. There's a massacre there when Tarkin lands his Star Destroyer right on the city and flattens everybody. Are we going to see that in the canon version? Don't know. Something's going to happen. We've thrown our theories out there. Now that I'm gonna, and there was a real interesting final one conversation between Krennic and Dedra, I think, is the key to it all in terms of how this whole season is going to go, in my opinion, because they talk about he brings her, he starts talking to her, and she's like, well, what do you think? She's like, well, I'm still forming an opinion. He's like, bull, I know you better than that because I've been stalking you and studying you with my agents. So give me what you think. And she lays out a very, scary thing, right? She talks about how basically using the rebellion, I'm paraphrasing, but basically she doesn't say rebellion, but basically using the rebellion to start something there to give the Empire an excuse to go in and clean house. And I think that's what we're going to see in this season. I think that we're going to see a lot of political maneuvering between Krennic and the Empire, and Luthen and the rebels, and Saw and Mon Mothma. And it's all going to culminate with the Gorman massacre, probably. So enough about that. So back to the main characters, or other characters. Cass escapes. He ends up landing on this jungle planet, and which is not identified until the very end, when he leaves the planet.
Yes,
but
that was awesome to see.
He lands on this planet, and oh man, the first thing I sent you, I think I sent you the YouTube short. Hey Tony,
Yes.
or no, like, hey,
What's your name?
It's Tony.
What's your name?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was like they had to be parodying that. I mean, come on.
It has to be.
Come on.
That's the first thing that popped in my head as soon as I saw that. I'm like, oh,
right?
This
So
is so dumb.
Cass lands on this jungle planet, gets out of the TIE Avenger, hears these people yelling, and they're arguing too, because they're like, you've got 15 blasters pointed at you. He's like, don't tell him that. Don't tell him what? That we have blasters pointed at? No, don't tell him there's 15 of us. It's only one of him. What's he going to do? And anyway, we find out that, and he sees his shuttle that he had left there. And it's actually, funny enough, it's the same shuttle, and it's crashed. It's ruined because he was supposed to meet Porco, his contact, and I think they were supposed to trade off ships, and then he was going to go back to backup Lothal to rejoin Bix and Brasso and B2. And the ship is trashed, and he hears all these voices. He doesn't understand what's going on, and he all of a sudden these people come out of the woods, hold him captive. They're a very ragged, vagabond-looking group, and turns out we've heard they are the My Pay group of Rebel. And remember, in the Alliance, it's all these different groups. And if you think back to season 1, when they were talking about, the courtesans, the rebels, the, militants, My Pay was mentioned as one of the groups.
Mm-hmm.
And this is My Pay. And actually, we find out this is the remnants of My Pay. They are not doing very good. And he ends up getting held captive, and we'll just finish this storyline really quick. He ends up getting captive. They start infighting. They don't have any food. They've been dropped off. They don't have any resources. Somehow they think that they can fit into this 3-person TIE fighter with 10 of them or something like that. And they're arguing, and the 2 top dogs get into it. They break apart into, they start infighting, and some of them hide by the TIE. Some of them hide back in the original shuttle. Meanwhile, they're arguing over, because they had this one young lady that is a pilot, and they're like, we'll have her train her. Anyway, lots of arguing. She ends up getting eaten by some beast. They only find her boot, because obviously there's man-eating creatures on this planet, of course. And it stretches out over 2 episodes, it may be in a little bit of the third. But Meanwhile, Cass is dropping subtle little comments, trying to steer them certain ways, which I liked. And it ends up after they've been fighting each other for a while, they finally call a truce.
And they come out for a rock, paper, scissors marathon.
How do they settle their differences? It's called
Duke it out with
five hands.
Five hands.
Five hands.
Duke it out with rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Roskin rules, which Disney, if you don't come out with the rules for that game, you are missing it, Lucasfilm.
Shut up and take my money. I gotta have it.
It's 4-person. Each person has a second, and it's 4-person rock, paper, scissors. And oh my gosh, it was
mixed in with a little Cobra.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai, or no. Yeah. From Dodgeball.
Yes, Dodgeball. Yeah. So it definitely some humor there. I did find it amusing that they finally revealed the creature. I watched it a second time tonight before the show. That creature eats 3 of them at once when it comes through.
That's awesome.
3, including both leaders. Cass is able to escape in the chaos, and when he takes off and leaves, they identify every planet in the story except for this one. And they finally identify it when he's leaving, because when he takes off through the jungle, there's the Yavin 4 temples, and there's Yavin in the sky. So he was on Yavin the whole time, which I like the way they did that. I thought that was a great reveal. Scruff, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, for me, it was just another planet until that moment. And then when I saw those temples there, I'm like, oh my word, that's an awesome throwback and an awesome foreshadowing of what's to come. Just knowing what's going to be there, because we're 4 BBY right now, so just knowing what's going to be there shortly, if it's not already there in some form.
Right. And I wonder if it comes to obviously, and we've seen shots of him back on Yavin 4. We know there are shots on Yavin 4. Vel's on there holding a blaster in the air. We know there's going to be story on Yavin 4. Tony has talked about it. Tony Gilroy. So I'm wondering, when they're looking for a place to set up, does Cass go, hey, I know a place?
Hey.
Do they find the remnants of my pay? What's left of them, the pieces? Do they find, or does he have like flashbacks going, oh, we're here again? There's got to be something where, it comes back into play. But so yeah, he gets out of there, and then he's trying. He also, when he escaped, because it was his shuttle before, he grabs the secret decoder box to call Luthen's network. And when he's back in space, and here's my next Star Trek reference, he starts going through the panels, taking the panels off to connect the device. And I thought, man, those sure look like Starfleet displays. And I think I texted you guys something on that.
You did, and I ignored it.
Yeah. And and I bet you had to connect the tachyon emitter properly in order to get it to work. So
thank you.
The other reference is his black and red uniform kind of looks like a Star Trek uniform. So, but anyway,
you got it all in your system?
Yes, I do. Okay. So he manages to get in contact with Clea, Luthen's. We'd like to say right hand, but we've had internal debates on whether is Luthen the handler or is Clea the handler. And
I'm leaning towards Clea as the handler, but we'll get to that one of these days.
Yeah. He gets a hold of her. Meanwhile, what's been happening on backup Lothal, Minarao, with the Empire being there, there's a radio silence. They block all transmissions, and which is standard procedure when they're auditing a planet, to block anybody from communicating in and out, trying to sneak in and out, so on and so forth. This panics when Cass finds out about it. Typical Cassian behavior. He's like, I don't care about anything at this point. I'm going home to back up Lothal. And he ends up not listening to Clea because she's trying to give him orders. What's Clea doing back in the shop talking to him? That leads us into the wedding part, because at the Shandy wedding, it's a 3-day event, as they are, I guess. And you learn quickly that you have to pace yourself for 3 days.
Shockingly, there's a hike you got to take in there.
A wedding hike.
A wedding hike, yes.
A wedding hike. And a pre-wedding hike. And we see all sorts of people at the wedding arriving on day one. We see Luthen and Clea arriving, which freaks Mon Mothma out, of course. And she's like, "What are you doing here, dude? Not cool." He's like, "Oh, I'm not. I'm here because of the groom's dad." What the guy? I can't remember the kid's name now. Strike, or I don't know. He's not important. Stretch. He's not even important. But the gangster dad, the mob boss dad of the groom, dad. Which I like him. I want to see more, but I want to hear more about his backstory. Honestly, anything with underworld ties, I'm in for. But Luthen came because of the groom's dad, and he's got some big antique present that you see them wheeling in under a tarp, and that's why Luthen is there. But of course, he's also there you see him gathering information, casually talking to people. But Clea's all tense during this. She wants to get out of there. She wants to get back because no one's monitoring the comms, and they haven't heard back from Cass because they don't know what's going on with Cass. And because obviously he can't get back to his secret decoder box while he's dealing with my pay. And in the end, she ends up leaving, going back to the antiquities shop where she can end up communicating. Thought it was funny, Clea's scenes with Vel. There was
there's some tension there.
There was some tension there. There was some almost like they were unhappy exes or something.
Yes.
You gotta wonder.
Yes.
And if that's the case, it would make sense why they were that way in season 1 as well. And I don't. Yeah, I think that kind of tracks. But anyway, Clea goes back, leaves Luthen there. We get Tay, the return of Tay.
Tay in the wind.
Tay in the wind, which he will be.
Oh wait!
In the wind.
We got some viewers out there who have not entered the drawing.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, we got to type hashtag Andor into our chat box there to be eligible to win tonight's drawing. Cassian Andor in TIE Fighter, or the test pilot.
Yep, we're going to give away the Black Series.
Yes.
And how we're going to do it tonight, too, is I'm just going to go ahead and order it and have it shipped directly to you. So we'll get contact information after we find out who the winner is. But yeah, so the wedding, there's a lot going on. The bride is being the bride, nervous. They're having mom-daughter moments, blah, blah, blah. Really like Perrin's character. Luthen's there trying to get information. He notices that Tay is not the same, is acting weird, and we come to find out that Tay is having money problems. And after setting all this up, the whole banking thing with the mob boss, gangster dad, he's taken some financial hits and he's struggling. His wife has left him. And he's now very subtly asking for a payout of some sort. He's trying to blackmail Mon to trust fund baby because he's had these losses, right? And so they agree that they'll have a meeting next week in Coruscant, but Luthen's in on everything. He figures it out. And at the end of the episode, Tay is in the wind, or is going to be in the wind.
Tay in the wind.
I don't think we're going to see the return of Tay. And I thought the chef's kiss, the little on it, was that who's going to take him out? Cinta. Yep. Vel's girlfriend.
That was an awesome scene there.
Right? Because I don't think she was there as an Uber driver. So
no, I don't think so.
Yeah. And the look that she shares with Vel, and it's like, it's all about the cause, right? And now that raises the question. She was left with all the hostages at Aldhani when they were making their escape. Did she let the hostages live?
Ooh. Wow. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think she did.
I'll bet she did not.
I don't think she did. And she stabbed that Imperial undercover officer on Ferrix, no hesitation.
Nope.
I mean, she's
brutal.
she's stone cold.
Yep.
And
she's
so
brutal.
she'll take out Tay for Luthen. No questions asked, I think. But yeah, so we know
she'll crash that ship into a side of a mountain for him.
So and this all happens in episode 3, which is harvest, reaping, harvesting. So Tay gets harvest. I'm trying to think anything else about the wedding storyline.
You forgot the most important part.
Dr. Disco Ball.
Dr. Disco Ball. And drunk Mommy Martha getting down with her bad stuff on the dance floor.
So in the trailers, we see all this dancing and we think it's, joyful dancing, wedding dancing, but it's not. Mon, after she realizes, and again, we go back to the title of this episode, how nice for you. She and Luthen have a little conversation. And he's like, were you going to tell me that he's going to blackmail you? I have to protect you. We got to take care of this, basically. He says in a very nonchalant way. And she realizes what he's talking about. And she's like, I don't understand. And he goes, how nice for you.
How nice for you.
How nice for you. Because Luthen's got to do the dirty work. And she realizes that she's not going to see Tay again. So she knocks back several shots. And then she just cuts loose on the dance floor. So it's actually it's a dance of death. Anxiety, fear. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah, because that's how I handle my anxiety.
Right.
Drunk and dance.
Drunk and dance, right. If we all did, the world would actually probably be a better place.
Probably. Well, let's try that at ICCC when the band gets out there and Stephen Constantino's jamming out in guitar. Will be, let's do that.
So Dr. Disco Ball, floating jukebox, that was pretty dope. The showman, who amongst us hasn't gone psycho on the dance floor? True enough.
True. I would love to say no, but yeah,
I can remember a couple instances.
Yeah, let's move away from that one. So Dr. Disco Ball, yes, Dr. Disco Ball. So the interrogation droid that Darth Vader uses to interrogate Leia, that we refer to him as Dr. Ball because of the robot chicken.
Mm-hmm.
This was a chrome, shiny, disco ball looking floating thing that came out and played
floating jukebox.
Floating jukebox that played the music, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I laughed hysterically.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't make that figure, I'm going to be mad.
Right.
Comes with Mount Mothma and a shot glass.
There you
go. Yeah.
And so that was the wedding storyline. Let's get to Backup Lothal, Mina Rao. We find out several things. B is around, which is awesome. I love B too. Willem is getting flirted with some leader's daughter. They're trying to keep a low profile. He obviously causes some issues in their escape. Brasso is Brasso, but he's got a girlfriend, Talia, and then and he's kind of happy she's a shopkeeper or something. I think no, not a shopkeeper. And then Bix, who's, like we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, having trauma, terrors. You can see she's still reeling from her interrogation with Dedra. And the Imperials come to do an audit. There is definitely a part of the storyline that goes a little dark in this portion of it. This, I'll just tell you straight up, episode 3, not for kids. Very serious adult topic is covered in this episode. It's not something that has been covered in Star Wars before. If you're on social media, you know what I'm probably talking about. We're going to not really delve into it. It's just a serious adult topic. It's never been done in Star Wars before as blatantly as it was this time. There's lots of differing opinions on whether it should have been done or not. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's not all I'm going to say is that it's not something that wouldn't happen in a fascist type regime, right? So, but yeah, there's that. And
Disney's taken it to a whole nother level because now we have swear words in Star Wars too.
Mhm.
Oh, and didn't that swear word come from Andor too?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Linus, the only character I did not get to see.
I know, right?
I'm writing
Okay.
if we don't get Linus in this season. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At
No, I'm done.
celebrations, they said every character gets development in season 2. Every character's storyline gets filled out. And if they don't fill out Linus Moss, I'm panning my reviews. I'm not.
We are going to show up in LA, but we're going to have our picket signs, and we're just going to walk and picket and protest.
Justice for Linus.
Justice for Linus.
Yeah.
We'll go old school and lay down in front of the doors so that nobody can get in. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Except Warwick Davis. He'll just run us.
Warwick Davis will just run us over.
He'll just run us over. Yeah. So, yeah, the people, like I was saying, the people are trying to keep them safe. One of the local shopkeepers has a plan to help them kind of get away from scrutiny because they're not checking everybody's IDs, but they're checking random IDs. They're, like we mentioned before, they're illegals. So it kind of covers the topic of illegals in a society. And so they're going to try to scooch out at night to another camp to avoid any scrutiny from the Imperials. But that kind of goes all to heck. And Cassian swoops in the nick of time to take out the Imperials as the fighting gets going. Some great scenes there, action scenes. I guess you could say those 3 stormtroopers got a little grainy in their approach.
That is your dad joke of the day right there. We're done.
There we go. But in all the chaos, in everything that's going on, Brasso does 2 things of bravery. Okay. Brasso, when the Imperials first show up, runs to distract the fact that Willem is doing something, and the Imperials focus on him, and immediately Brasso swears at the shop owner and curses him and is like, "You traitor for trading, turning us in, blah blah blah." And what he's doing is he's protecting the shopkeeper, right, so that they don't look at the people that helped them all along. So his first act of bravery. His second act of bravery, again, is then hopping on the speeder, trying to escape to get away from the introopers as Cassian is mowing him down with the Avenger. And unfortunately, one of my favorite characters, him and Linus, my 2 favorite secondary characters in the show, Brasso doesn't make it. So,
but for the first time in history, a stormtrooper hits something.
Right.
And it's got to be Brasso. Seriously,
right. I was pretty bummed about that because he was.
Is Brasso going to be a brick now?
No, because they left. No one from Ferrix is there.
Oh my God, you're right.
Brasso will not get his own brick, which is a real shame.
You know what? I'm going to make a Brasso brick.
Right? We should.
And
then the other question when they escape, because they all Cassian gets Bix and Willem, and they fly out of there in the Avenger. But the question is, did they grab B2?
They did not, and that really angers me. I understand bad things happen, and sometimes you got to escape quickly. But there's no storm of the century that's going to make me leave without my dog,
right?
And I would not leave my B2 droid behind either.
I think they took him. I think they just didn't show it. They purposely filmed it that way just to give the impression.
What, to make me mad?
Yeah, I think they did.
Mission accomplished.
They were like, Scruffy is gonna. I said, if we can't get him with the thruple dinner, then we are getting him with the fact that we're going to make him think that B2 is left behind. They did that on purpose. It was all just to annoy Scruffy.
Well, yeah, the mission accomplished. Good job, bros.
Right. All right. And then the final storyline, my favorite storyline, is Dedra and Corn Pop. So, yeah.
So painful.
It is.
So painful.
So the clip they dropped before the season started, there is the super awkward. And as the actors themselves said at Star Wars Celebration, ick. Very icky.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
turn down the lights.
I can't believe you had me followed. We haven't seen that scene. That's
No,
that's
not
part of the
yet, not
clip
yet.
that they dropped, but they have not. And I think what's going to happen is, so this first three episodes establishes that they are a couple. So after what they went through in season 1, they are a couple living together in an apartment. And Cyril is doing well at work. He's a supervisor now. He's had 2 promotions. And still wearing that god awful weird tie thing that freaks me out. Giving the same speech, giving the same soup. I forget. There's another show. There's another show, and I can't remember if it's FACPA or if it's Rule the Galaxy. They call it a seatbelt tie, and I love that description.
Oh my god, it is a seatbelt tie.
It is totally a seatbelt tie.
I need a seatbelt tie.
I'm
gonna come to work next week with a seatbelt tie on.
Right, and so it's a hold off on that comment, Scruff. Don't click on that. We'll tackle that. We'll tackle that in Collection Corner. So the he's giving the same speech that his supervisor at the bureau gave him when he was new, and so his career's on the way up. Dedra, because of we find out she's seeing this whole Gorman thing. She tells Partagast that she doesn't want any part of it. She thinks it's like below her. She doesn't want to participate. And he's like, no, you have to. And it seems like a demotion, but you're going to have to do this. It's actually a great move for you. And you're going to do it. And so she thinks the Gorman thing is a waste of time. And they're living together. They end up, they're nervous. They're acting weird. And you see them doing meal prep. And I was like, they're doing it. They're doing it. And I think I called this on the last episode, in our preview episode. They do a dinner with mom scene. But even better than that was during the food prep. They were listening. It had to be contemporary slow jizz. It had to be that they were listening to during the food prep.
I think it was.
I think so.
Congratulations, Andor. That is the most awkward Star Wars ever in existence.
And he's talking about the dinner scene. So mom comes to dinner, Edie, and I thought Edie was funny in the beginning, right? And now she has taken, in terms of animosity, she is now at Perrin level.
Yeah, yes.
For me.
Okay,
she's Perrin season 1 level of like, oh my god. If Cyril goes Norman Bates with his mom, I'm not going to blame him.
Yes.
I will not blame him in the least.
Oh, yes.
If we see
Justified.
Right? So I will not, I will not be surprised by that. But yeah, the dinner's great. So here's a guy,
grown man
with a domineering mom and a domineering girlfriend.
And what does he do when he's not when the conversation turns ugly?
Oh wait! I can show it.
Exactly. Bring the picture up.
I can show it. When it gets to be too much, what does Corn Pop do? He goes and runs and jumps on his bed. I could not believe.
I could not either. Deidre comes in. Oh, he went to bed.
But then, man, his girlfriend, man, Dedra, she lays down the law with Edie, and that was so much fun. That was just so much fun to watch. And space. Oh, we got space fondue.
Oh, we did. Yes.
Mom, you're dripping.
She's slopping up the table with her fondue. Yes.
Fondue stick. And then the spoon on the cake thing. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, she was more of a witch in this season than she was even last season. I mean, she was vicious, but man, did Dedra put her in her place. And I think this was probably my favorite Star Wars of the 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But so that clip that we saw that we didn't see in these 3 episodes, something's going to happen in their relationship, and she kicks Cyril out because he comes over with a small bag and he's like, how long can I stay? And she's like, an hour. And he's like, only an hour?
Only an hour?
Only an hour? So he gets kicked
Turn
out of
down the lights.
I can't believe you have me followed. So something happens
So
in
creepy.
the next 3 episodes or the 3 episodes after that there's trouble in controlled paradise.
Controlled paradise.
Controlled paradise. So that's where we're at. 3 episodes of Andor. I think we hit a lot of the major points.
I think we covered the most uncomfortable, awkward ones. Yes.
Yeah. So we know so far the body count is 2. Tay in the wind and hashtag Brick Brasso. Speaking of hashtags, if you have not entered the contest yet, make sure you put in hashtag Andor into the chat, because when we get into Collection Corner, we're going to be drawing for that Andor.
Justice for Brick Brasso.
Andor Black Series. So that's episodes 1 through 3. I don't know. Did we miss anything?
I don't
Gorman?
think so. I don't think so. I mean,
yeah.
I will say that I really enjoyed it. When season 1 Andor came out, let's just say the first 3 episodes of that, I was okay with it, but it wasn't great for me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, people loved it. Love what you love. For me, it just wasn't. I just didn't find it that engaging. But this one, I'm really getting into this, in spite of the seriously awkward scenes in it.
Right.
And I think that's the other part of it that I like, is that's genuinely life right there. You know, there's going to be awkward stuff happening in life. That's genuine.
Oh yeah, for sure. I want to. So the My Pay thing, the fact that they were so disorganized, infighting, all of that was an obvious allegory for the state of the Rebel Alliance at this point.
Yes.
For the overall picture, and I thought it was a great representation of just what a mess, to show what a mess the Alliance is overall, and why Luthen needs to kind of bring everything together. Luthen and Mon Mothma. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Gorman obviously going to play a major part. From what we understand, it's going to be in 5 episodes. Spider Silk, they want to mine the planet. Basically, I think they're going to destroy the planet by just coring right through the whole thing to get this mineral out, which is the Empire's objective. So now it's going to be a political intrigue thing as the Empire and the rebels manipulate each other into doing things. Empire is going to try to get that rebel group to, whether it's Saw, Luthen, whoever, to do something so that the Empire can come in and just clean house, have an excuse, a legit reason to clean house. So I think that's good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good wrap.
Yeah.
So real quick, let's get to this topic.
So let's bring this up. Thrashifus, welcome to the show, by the way. This is off topic. I was searching for Excalibur Con for Duluth, Minnesota, and this came up. What exactly is that convention? Being in a rural area, I have never been to any type of convention. So that is Excalibur Con is run by a friend of the show, Steve Carbo.
And there he is. I added that real quick while we were talking.
Nice. So Stephen Carbo started Excalibur Con. It was TeebCon, Teeb. He rebranded to Excalibur Con this year. It's in August, I believe, up in Duluth, Minnesota, and it's just a general nerd sci-fi convention.
And I brought the picture back up because Minnesota Star Wars Collectors Alliance is the group that puts it on. That's Steve Carbo, the man behind it, right there in the picture.
Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find.
He's got some guests listed for this year already, doesn't he?
Yeah. So let me.
Are you looking for that?
I've got the website. So
okay, cool.
Let's bring that up on screen really quick. Come on, share screen. There we go.
Share screen.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna share. All right, so they've got a lot of guests at this year's show. Is it the second year of the con, I believe, and
second or third, I can't remember.
Yeah, so Kristen Cayley, he's got a couple Jawas. He gets into not just Star Wars, though. He gets into more stuff, a lot of anime. Anime is pretty big up there. Fine, accept, whatever. So Power Ranger.
There's a Power Ranger.
couple Power Rangers, some more anime. They do what's the game that they play? Is
Magic.
it Magic the
Yes.
Gathering? And they
Yes.
actually have it's a regional competition to go to Worlds or something like that. More animation artists, card designers.
Yeah,
Chris
look at
Bartlett,
that. Yes.
Brown Squadron member right there, Mr. Chris Bartlett, appearing Saturday and Sunday. The other major name that we know is Lilanu Shu, who was Tika, the only named Jawa in Star Wars. And then also Christine Gailey, who is another Jawa in Star Wars. So so this is at mnswca.org /ExcaliburCon. If you type in ExcaliburCon into your search engine, you should be able to come up on it. But really great organization. It's a nonprofit organization as well. All of their money goes to great causes in terms of childhood things, I believe, right? Isn't that
Speech development and stuff like that. Yeah. If you tune in one of the episodes where Stephen Carbo's on our show, we do cover the charities that he is able to talk about the charities that he supports.
So what is ExcaliburCon? ExcaliburCon pop culture and tabletop gaming convention will be Duluth's premier culture convention that supports nerd and geek culture in northern Minnesota. This convention will celebrate sci-fi, fantasy, tabletop game, comic book, anime, and nostalgia fandoms of all kinds. We will have vendors, artists, celebrity guests, tabletop game tournaments such as Kings of War, Warhammer 40K, and Magic the Gathering, along with silent auctions, raffles, and will support our nonprofit organization, mnswca.org, and our charity partners, formerly called TeepCon. So it takes place at the Radisson Harbor View Hotel. It looks like there's a block open, so if you want to book your room. So that is that con in a nutshell. It looks like it's in 113 days, 13 hours, and 43 minutes. So great organization. We've known Steve for several years now. We met him through ICCC, and hope that answers your question.
Right, it's a couple hours from now. Excellent.
If you need more,
and Maya, the Warhammer 40K tournament. Yes.
Yep. If you need any other information, DM us. If we can help you, put you in contact. If you need any assistance like that, let us know. But otherwise, all the information should be right on that website to find that. But yeah, if you are in Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, and you feel like going up to beautiful Lake Superior, the place is literally right on the lake. And so it's the best time of year to be up there is in August, because it might hit 70 degrees. So just kidding.
Maybe.
But the water is going to be the coldest water you ever put your toe in. That's for
absolutely.
Sure.
And by August, summer should just be starting and ending about that time. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we live at the southern tip of we live in the northeastern part of Lake Michigan, and I don't like putting my foot in there in late August. I mean, that's So, but yeah, hope that answers your question. Thanks for asking, and thanks for giving us a chance to promote Steve's event. So, like I said, it's a nonprofit, so everything goes to that. So, 70 is better than minus 40. Right.
That is for sure true.
Right on. Okay. We're gonna slide over into collection corner really quick. Let me see if I can find.
I can sing it.
The sprinkles.
Oh, sorry, that wasn't the right one. I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. All right, collection corner. So, should we? Obviously, we went to. Revenge.
Obviously, we overpaid for this plastic cup, like by a lot.
As Mrs. Brown Leader would say, so, so would not be wrong. And comic books. Any comic books?
I did pick up a couple. I can't find them right now, but oh wait, no, right here. Pardon all the wrapper noise. Yeah, here's the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
Squad.
D Squad. There you go.
And then, yes, of course, the reproduction and
Thank you for the copy of that, by the way.
the chromed cover version.
Oh,
Snap.
nice.
And then, a few others. Of course, Jedi Knights. The Jedi Knights comic second issue came out. And of course, because it was there, I had to get the 1 in 25 cover as well because I'm stupid like that.
Oh, yeah. All right. Last chance. Hashtag Andor into the chat right now. If you have not
Get her in there.
Get it in there. We're going to be drawing for a Black Series Andor test pilot figure here in just a minute.
And while we give everybody a chance, let's push the latest guest announcement for ICCC.
Oh, yeah. Right on, right?
Yes.
Miss Katie Sackhoff.
Announced yesterday.
Yesterday.
Sackhoff.
Coming to ICCC. How freaking cool is that?
Ubaldo, anything with Star Wars on it, we all overpay. You are not wrong, sir.
You are not wrong. And okay, so should we tell the story?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we go to the theater, and we're like, they've got the Darth Vader popcorn bucket, and we're like, nah. But like the cup is, and so the guy in Scruffy had asked about the popcorn bucket, and he's like, well, and we thought he said you get a large soda with it, and he pulls out the cup, a disposable cup like you'd normally get in the theater, and Scruff was like, yeah. So Scruff was like, no, I'm good, and he's like, I'll just take the cup, and then the guy's like, well, don't you want this too? And he's like, well, no, I just want the cup. And he's like, well, he said what he was telling us was that he was giving us the disposable cup because most people, and he says this, most people
consider this a collectible.
And they don't want to drink out of it. And we were like,
oh,
two collectors standing there at the counter, and we're like,
okay. See, I always used my cup, so it never really occurred to me that to get something else.
Yeah,
I was like, it's washable.
Right,
it's plastic.
Exactly.
Like, hey, what the heck? I'll take it.
Yeah. So, okay. Anything else? This is the action figure we're giving away. We will ship it directly to the winner. So we are going to do the drawing here in just a minute. So last chance to get those hashtags entered. So
last chance. I can only drag them out for another few more minutes.
Right. Okay.
So ICCC. Katie Sackhoff. Don't forget. Is our discount still available?
No, that ended at the end of March.
Okay.
So.
All right. Sorry, but still got tickets available. The vendor tables are all sold out. Bring Chopper back up. Yeah, Chopper. War Criminal Chopper
Sitting here on the desk with the rest of my R5s. Anything else for Collection Corner before we do the drawing?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure I picked something else up.
I have one thing for Collection Corner. Should I do what I talked about before the show?
What's in the box?
Should I do what I talked about before the show?
Just open it. Yes, do what you did. Do what you talked about.
Okay, so this was sitting on my porch.
You're killing me.
So this was sitting on my porch, and
what's in the box, man?
So we'll just open it. So
yes.
You ready?
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Show me.
This goes back to our first topic of the show.
Dude, I don't remember. I don't remember that. What? Show me. Just pull it. Oh yes, you did do it.
I did snap it out before they ran out.
Oh yes. Did you open it yet?
No. It's still, this band is taped. I have not even broken the tape. So, should I break the tape?
Yes, because it does unfold into a beautiful display piece. So yes, I would.
All right. And for those of you listening, this is the exclusive Ronin and B5 figure from Star Wars Celebration Japan this year. So, all right. So this band comes off. And there will be some glare, unfortunately, because that's what clear plastic does. And here
that is epic. That's epic. Okay, that is very cool.
And this is number 43481. So if we figure out how many were made, I'll know where in the scope that is. But I have not even looked at it yet. So very cool. My boy Ronin. And I love that artwork.
Yes, that artwork is awesome.
That artwork is just the bomb. And the showman, do not tell your mother. So
that would be a direct violation of the man code, by the way.
It would be, absolutely. So, all right, time for the drawing. You ready?
All right, do the drawing. Let's go.
All right, and this is for the. I've got to share the screen. All right, here we go. All right, you ready?
Bring it on.
FACPA.
Yeah. All right.
Matt from FACPA. Congratulations, sir. Black Series. I'm going to ship that to you. So just we communicate. So hit my DMs, send me your address, and we will get that on its way. I have won some things from them. DB has the Rancor Keeper action figure that I won from them. And then I have this as well, which is the first thing I won in one of their giveaways. This nice Ahsoka mug. So yeah, tit for tat. Rock on, guys. So yeah, right on. And I expect you guys to be talking about it on your next episode.
Absolutely.
So congratulations, Matt, for winning that. So yeah, that's where we're at with the show tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. We're gonna I did my one dad joke of the episode, so that's all I'm allowed.
Yes, you are cut off.
And I think I'm cut off. So yeah, rock on. All right. Let me find, where are my banners? Okay. So yeah, we have 2 more weeks before we go to ICCC. We'll be doing hopefully some live episodes from there. That is the middle weekend of May. We've got 2 more episodes. We're going to have the ECPC TV crew, which does the podcast room down at ICCC on the 8th of May. Excuse me. We're also going to be, we're looking at a guest right now for next week. We're trying to lock that in, so I don't want to announce anything, but we'll be talking about more Andor. We'll be doing more Andor giveaways through the season. So yeah. Stay tuned for all of that. You know how to get a hold of us. Find us on X, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. You can email us at brownsquadron@gmail.com. You can find everything Brown Squadron at beacons.ai/Brown Squadron. And yeah, with that, you ready to get out of here, Scruff?
I am.
All right. This is we appreciate everybody watching. Congratulations again to Matt for winning. And actually, he's a Brown Squadron member as well. OB is his call sign. And so yeah, thanks for watching. This is Brown Leader signing off for the crew, and you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's no moon.
Oh, yes, the joyous sprinkles.